This is going to be the new Meta 4-4-2 diamond tactic that scored over 250 goals as a team. It's absolutely ridiculous. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, but let's get into the results. First up is going to be the powerhouse of the video. That is going to be Barcelona, obviously over in Spain, where we come out with the Spanish Super Cup against Real Madrid, which we win 7-2. That's a rough indicator of how good this tactic actually is. Next up is going to be the Spanish Cup against Albacete. You say that in a 5-0 win. Again, maintaining these high levels of goals being scored. And the Champions League against Manchester United in only 2-0 fashion. We used to score on 4 or 5 at this point, so it seems a bit disappointing. But you know what? We can't complain, as we also go over and we win the Spanish First Division. 34 wins, only 3 draws, and just 1 loss, which is going to be against, of course, Real Madrid. The draws... no big teams in there. Okay, so it is going to be the perfect quadruple sweep. We love to see that. And of course, Spanish First Division, Lewandowski, 45 goals. Average rating, first place for him, second place for Roberto, and Balde picks up a 7.68 to get all players in at the top 3. Roberto with 21 assists and Balde coming in with 17 assists. To Stegen with the second most clean sheets. Of course, Lewandowski gets the player of the match reward coming in with 11. Stat-wise, most points per game, most goals at 130. To be fair, Madrid done quite well to keep up. Most shots over 850, fewer shots against at 213, conceded rank 1 in that as well at 27. One goal separated us from Real Madrid, and clean sheets are going to be tied with Real Madrid, so just about edge Madrid overall. Well, actually, big time. We literally won every trophy possible. Possession-wise, Real Sociedad outclassed us a little bit, coming in with 62% of possession. But considering these stats... yeah, 3.66 goals a game, 0.71 conceded, 22.39 shots every single game, a 79% tackle win ratio, and a pass completion of 88.15. We really cannot complain. And of course, going over to the squad, this is where we got that stat line from. If you add all of these numbers up, that is going to be over 250 goals for the season. Absolutely remarkable scenes right there. And of course, let's go and watch some highlights. And a big game is going to be the Champions League final against Manchester United in a 2-0 win. We absolutely love to see it. Lifted the Champions League. João Felix winning it back off Kobe Mainoo. A big game for him to be playing. Cancelo into Lewandowski. A comfortable Champions League final. We'll take it. Next is going to be a bit of a harder challenge. That is going to be FC Twente, obviously over in the Dutch league. Predicted, I think, about 6th or 7th. We've come out and got in the top 4. Obviously, a very big accomplishment in that itself, to be fair to us. Dutch Cup got to the final where, unfortunately, Ajax... they undone us. I mean, to be expected, Ajax got a very good team in this game, not really struggling like they are in real life. Feyenoord do win the Dutch league, with PSV in 2nd, Ajax in that 3rd place. Now, in terms of goal scorers, we somehow get in there. Rank 1 for Badu right there, with 24 goals being scored. Remarkable from him. In terms of the stats, we're not going to feature too much of them at all, to be honest. We didn't do the best in this season. 3rd when it comes to goals being scored. We'd love to see that. Also 6th when it comes to the most shots for. Fewer shots against. We did obviously concede a few goals here and there with a team like this, but this is the worst team we're going to be testing. And as you can see, we're still going to be scoring a lot more than we are going to be conceding, which is good to see. Over 12 shots a game, an 88% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio of 75.36. So again, not the strongest season. A lot of the games were very close, but just to prove you can throw yourself in with not a very strong team and still get a good finish with that team. And if you were to make some signings, who knows? You possibly could even take it to that next level. And we had some games in the league. Let's not get that twisted. This is going to be a 4-1 win against AZ. Obviously a game at home as well. We got off to a very good start inside of 19 minutes, tucking it away, a great finish into the top left corner. They do, however, bounce back quite quickly, pick up the ball there from a bit of loose possession we give away, and they pretty much replicate our finish into the top left corner. Nothing the keeper can do, but we bounce back just before half-time to go into half-time with a lead. Smaud on the left-hand side, a great ball in back post into Badu, who, by the way, had an absolute incredible season, a very good striker. Building up from midfield now, 50 minutes being played out to the right-hand side, touch inside, and again, them low crosses always coming in and chipping in. An absolute must-needed thing on this game. Or mixed crosses, both will do a very good job, to be fair. Brennett down the right-hand side again, low ball in, and again, the same goal twice. Lastly, I wanted to test with a team that is not designed for a system like this. That is going to be Tottenham Hotspur, a team who are predicted, I think, to finish maybe 6th or something in the Premier League. We have come out and we were 1 point off winning that Premier League. Not the best display in terms of the other cups. The main focus was to win the Premier League. Unfortunately, we did just about be a little bit short, literally by a point. But again, I'm going to show you literally the results I get. I'm not going to hide anything. We were 1 point off winning. It's so frustrating. And to be fair, we would have actually won on goal difference if we would have got that one more point. So it is what it is. A bit unfortunate. Richarlison, the top goal scorer for us personally. Obviously, Haaland scores one more than him in the league. Pedro Porro having a great season with 20 assists. And Richarlison also finishing third place, or joint second actually, with most player of the matches in the season. So he thrived in this diamond system. Stat-wise, we are going to score the most goals, which is really, really good. The most shots for as well. The most dribbles being made. Possession, 4th place or 3rd place joint with Liverpool. Fewest conceded, 4th place, and also 5th place or joint 5th with Newcastle with the most clean sheets. Data hub-wise, it is going to be the matter of scoring 2.95 goals a game, 1.24 when it comes to goals conceded, basically 20 shots every single game as well, an 88.94% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio coming in of 75.7. What we've learned from this tactic is the better team you have in terms of possession players. When I mean by this, I mean great passes of the ball. So our Barcelona team has got really good midfield options. Real Madrid, really good options. It doesn't have to be all these top teams. Just make sure you got players who are really good passing wise. You got 2 very good strikers, and you will thrive in this system. But I wanted to do a bit of a different approach in today's video by using one team which is designed for that system, and obviously a couple of teams which are really not, to see what we can do. And overall, I'm satisfied with what we have seen. I think if you're making signings, you can easily get this to work very easily. We had some big wins with this Tottenham team, and one of them is going to be a 6-1 win over Manchester United. Basuma starting things off inside and out, tucking it into the top right-hand corner, past Onana as well. And from that point onwards, it was goal to goal, strength to strength. Bentancur through into Richarlison, down the right-hand side, across into Heung-min Son, who, to be fair to him, also did have quite a good season. Not as good as Richarlison, but hey-ho. Would have been interesting to see Harry Kane in this Spurs team in this system, as Pedro Porro, who did enjoy a great season, absolutely burns the entire Manchester United backline. Maddison steps up, tucks away a penalty as well into the top right-hand corner, and we go again. It's goal after goal. Maddison into Bentancur, into Pedro Porro, touch inside, across the goal, into Richarlison. Nice and simple. Again, in the system, make sure your fullbacks are incredible, because they do play a big part in obviously assisting the goals. Martial now into Rasmus Højlund. It's a good goal for him, to be fair, but no threat at all, really, is that we still had a 4-goal advantage, and we're going to turn up with a 5-goal advantage. Davies into Heung-min Son, into Kulusevski. It's a dominant game. But now, of course, over to your favourite part of the video. That is going to be a tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you are interested in coming over and checking out the Patreon, you get 13 perks, including access to all 3 of these tactics. You are also going to get enrolled into a giveaway every single month. You get the mobile and also the console tactics. You get the tactics early. You get the rebuilds early. You get the rebuild files. You get one-on-one tactic help. There is so much more, which I can't fit into this sentence. And obviously, there's nearly 3,000 people over there. So obviously worth going over and checking out. You can do so by clicking the link in the description and on the screen as well. If you love FM, or if you don't, there's still stuff you can gain from it. So let's go over and talk about the diamond meta. So it is going to be a sweeper keeper, simply on a default instruction, a wing back on the right on attack, simply on tackle harder. That is also going to go for the left back as well. Very vital these are both on attack, because they are going to get involved a lot in the game, and make sure your wing backs are good at passing, have got good crossing on them, and also maybe a decent at finishing, because as you saw in the highlights, they do get into shooting chances. 2 ball playing defenders, both on the default now for the left and the right hand side. An anchor is favoured to a DM on this occasion in midfield on defend, who naturally is going to shoot less often, dribble less, take fewer risks, and also hold the position. A box to box on the right hand side on support, simply on tackle harder, and next to him an attacking central midfield player on roam from position, move into the channels and also tackle harder. Going up the field a little bit is going to be a shadow striker on attack, on roam from position. Next to him is going to be, or a little bit up from him, is going to be a complete forward on hold up ball, dribble more, take more risks, move into channels and roam from position on attack. And I did say next to him because a lot of the time you will see him almost in this position here, very close to that shadow striker. They link up really, really well, and of course they both supply the goal scorer, the advanced forward on attack, on shoot more often. Now, team instructions, it is going to be based off a custom tiki-taka on the attacking mentality. We're going to go with fairly wide, we're going to play out from the back, we're going to go with shorter passing directness, match with that higher tempo, and I have personally gone with low crosses. We're going to keep it like that because this keeps it quite basic but also very, very good. Now, if you really want to maximize your possession, you want to take it from that 60% to a 64, 65, you can hit dribble less, but I will say you probably aren't going to score as many goals playing this way. The way I've set up this system is to be very sort of passing, short passing based, but do be also direct with the chances you're going to create and the goals you're going to score. And as you can see, we scored 250 goals as a squad, so we can't really complain. In transition, it's going to be quite simple. We're going to go with counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll the ball out. A great option to roll the ball out because it can go to obviously both of the centre-backs and the wing-backs. And lastly, out of possession, we are instantly going to go in with the much higher defensive line, the high press line of engagement. The trigger press is going to be set to much more often. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution is also going to be required now to the attacking variant. And trust me, today's video especially, you need the attacking and the defensive ones because it's a bit different. So this is going to completely transform a bit more of a complacent 4-1-2-1-2 or a 4-4-2 diamond, whatever you wish to say. And this is going to make it a lot more attacking. So we are going to go with the goalkeeper, who is still going to be a default sweeper keeper. The wing back on the right is going to be on attack, on tackle harder, as the left-hand side one is also going to be. Now, the ball-playing defenders, you can have dribble more if you are desperate for a goal. But personally, I wouldn't do that because we have made a lot of changes going up the field. So a register comes in instead of that anchor, which is a big change in this tactic. The box-to-box is also going to be on support, on dribble more, get further forwards, move into the channels and tackle harder. A central midfield player comes in on attack, on roam from position, move into channels and also tackle harder, alongside of naturally getting further forwards. A shadow striker on roam from position, and the real change is the two advanced forwards. One simply on the default and one obviously on shoot more often. Have your better striker on the shoot more often role. But just these minor changes completely transform the way this plays. Maybe sacrifice 2 to 3% possession over a season, but you are going to score so many more goals, it'll be absolutely unreal. To the team instructions. Again, a custom tiki-taka style on the attacking mentality. On this occasion, we're going to overlap left and we're going to overlap right, really get them wing-backs involved. We're going to play out from the back, a shorter passing directness match with that lovely higher tempo. Of course, a bit of urgency, be more expressive, and, you know, low crosses. We absolutely love them on this channel. It is meta. Transition, very simple, but a much required thing. Counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll the ball out. Again, keeping it blank to where we're going to play it to, because then it can go to the fullbacks, the centre-backs, and also the playmaker. Lastly, out of possession, we are going to go with the high press line of engagement. Of course, the much higher defensive line, much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, and when it comes to the defensive line, it's an optional thing because it does leave you sometimes a bit more vulnerable. But if you are trying to really push for a goal, you can have step up more on. But if you're not that feeling too confident with the situation, you can leave that unticked as well. But that is purely down to how much you need this goal we're talking about. Are you going into a game just to try and boast, score some goals? You probably don't need it on. Are you 1-0 down in the 89th minute in a Champions League final? You need a goal. You want that on. Underdog team, or if you're trying to defend a game out, it is going to be a defensive variant where the goalkeeper remains the same. The wing back is now going to be on support, still on tackle harder, and naturally getting further forwards. You can't have these on defend because you need that width being provided by these wing backs especially. So the left back is also going to be exactly the same. Both of the ball playing defenders remain unchanged as well because they are simply there to do their job. The anchor comes back into the team on defend. The box to box is simply going to be on support, on pass at shorter. A central midfield player is on support now, on pass at shorter, and take fewer risks. An attacking midfield player comes in on support again, on pass at shorter. You're probably noticing a pattern emerging right now. A complete forward comes in on support, on pass at shorter, and the advanced forward is on attack, on pass at shorter, and shoot more often. So a lot of these players are going to be on pass at shorter, but you can probably imagine what's going to happen. Possession, possession, possession. We've gone full send for that. Very controlling, incredible levels of possession. It's remarkable stuff. It really is. To the team instructions. Again, based off the custom tiki-taka style on the positive mentality, we're going to stick to standard. On your screen, this will say fairly wide. We're going to play out from the back. The directness is going to be set to much shorter, a slightly lower tempo, dribble less, and of course, low crosses. Now, this is by far the best possession tactic you're going to find because all the players are so close together. We're dribbling less. The passing is going to be really short as well. You're not going to score as many goals as what you're going to see in a default variant, but it is going to be very frustrating for a team to play against you because you're going to have so much of the ball, it's going to be unreal. Transition, of course, we're not going to counter-attack because I want to hold on to the ball. We are going to counter-press, so when we do lose the ball, on the rare occasion we do, we're going to play to anyone across the back line while taking short goal kicks. Lastly, out of possession, it is going to be the higher defensive line. Let me change that before I forget. The high press and line of engagement, standard, or we'll say slightly more often for you, and prevent short goal distribution. That is going to give you guys 3 variants of the diamond meta. Now, this tactic is a ton of fun to play with, whether you're using a normal one, the attacking, or the defensive. I would recommend obviously going over to the Patreon where you can download all of these in literally a second, but you can copy them, that's why I keep it in the videos. But now over to mobile and console. The console first today, and a bit of English football. We're going to go over 2 leads in the Sky Bet Championship, predicted to finish, I think, 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Not necessarily suited to a diamond tactic, but suited to success by the seams of it, as we are going to see Leeds coming in and get an automatic promotion, 5 points just behind Southampton, who do win the entire Sky Bet Championship. Leicester, Blackburn, Middlesbrough and Norwich in them playoff spots. Doesn't bother us, not at all, because we've got automatic promotion. We're laughing all the way to the bank, literally. Prolo comes in with 23 goals as well, and finishing third in the most player of the matches. Data Hub-wise, we are going to be looking at 2.11 goals per game, just over 1 goal conceded as well, an 88% pass completion, a 78% tackle win ratio, and shots per game looking pretty decent at 13.59. And over the season, I've gone over the games. Obviously, you can't really see or access these stats on this platform, but roughly about 63% possession. So for anyone that likes that sort of possession-based football on console, the one you're going to need. Trust me. We've done the job on mobile as well. We go out, we test with Madrid, obviously a team suited for this diamond tactic, and we absolutely dominate the Spanish First Division. A 7-point gap between me and Barcelona. Atletico Madrid, nowhere near. Villarreal, nowhere near. I mean, Sevilla all the way down there. We absolutely took over. And we won the Champions League against it's a bit of a bittersweet because I support Manchester United, but also I'm happy the tactic done well. We also win the Champions League. Proven this works on all platforms. It's very different on console and also mobile. So do come over to the Patreon to get those. If you have enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, keep the comments coming on any future tactics you want to see. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.